Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, thank you. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Renegade Immortal based on novel. So let's start. Of the four major sects, only the corpse sect had returned to Hufen after the rank 4 cultivation country came and cleared out the fire beasts. This move confused many people. Although the fire beasts had been cleared out, the spiritual energy there was too violent to cultivate. As a result, the entire country was a dead zone for cultivators. The corpse sect didn't give any explanation, and just disappeared one night. The corpse sect was very mysterious in the eyes of the other three sects. Although they didn't have many nascent soul cultivators, every time the nascent soul cultivators gathered, they could feel a terrifying power within the corpse sect's nascent soul cultivators. Taking that into consideration, the three major sects just kept silent and didn't attempt to stop them. In the western part of Hufen, below the erupting volcanoes, there was a huge cave leading into a network of interconnecting tunnels and caves that formed its own underground world. Compared to Zhao's corpse sect, the structure was fairly similar, only it was a bit larger. The current corpse sect head, Zhao Chuanliang, was down on one knee before an irregularly shaped crystal made of many intersecting crystals. Zhao Chuanliang was being very respectful. Hints of fear would occasionally surface and then disappear from his face. He whispered, "Zhongzong, please give me just a few more days and I promise I'll find out what happened to soul number 4876. If I give you a few days, then who will give me a few days?" Soul number 4876 is a disciple of the Qiangang sect of Qiangang, which is where I'm in charge, and now they have come looking for him. According to calculations, soul number 4876 should have already finished possessing the body. What am I going to tell them? Zhao Chuanliang secretly cursed. His face revealed a look of panic and he quickly said, "Zhongzong, I have already found some clues and found where soul number 4876 disappeared. From analyzing the clues, it seems like a disciple of the war god shrine named Ma Liang is related. I have received news that he recently appeared in Xianwu, so I have sent people over. As long as you give me 10 days, I'll definitely be able to find the truth." The face of the person inside the crystal became a little more relaxed as he looked at Zhao Chuanliang and sighed. "Chuanliang, I'll give you 10 days to find it because it's that body. However, if you still show no results in 10 days, don't blame me for reporting this to the rank 5 cultivation country division. With how they work, they will definitely take away your right to choose a body after you have been possessed." With that, the face in the crystal slowly disappeared. Zhao Chuanliang slumped to the ground and bitterly smiled. If that soul number 4867 is someone from Qiangang, then wouldn't it be better for him to just possess a body there instead? Why must he be thrown to me? However, in his heart he understood that when someone needed to possess a body, they would always do it in another country. A cold voice came out from Zhao Chuanliang. "Forget about your chance to choose a body, Zhao Chuanliang. You seem to be in a bad situation." Zhao Chuanliang sighed and asked, "Yizizai, what should I do?" "What to do? I don't know either, but as Zhao's former corpse sect head, I have encountered a similar situation. The situation with my junior disciple was similar, but slightly different too. Soul number 4876 soul lamp hasn't gone out yet, meaning he is still alive. If you can find him, it will be for the best, but if you can't, then you will be in danger. However, I'm very curious." Zhongzong said that he would give you 10 days, because it's this body. "What is your relationship with the former owner of that body?" Zhao Chuanliang calmly said, "It was my younger brother. Both of us entered the corpse sect 400 years ago. His talent was better than mine, so he was picked by Zhongzong." Yizizai sneered. His voice was filled with discontent. "If it wasn't for the fact that the perfect body I had prepared for myself was found by the rank 5 cultivation country and taken away from me, I would have already recovered my cultivation and finished the possession." Zhao Chuanliang took a deep breath as he placed a piece of jade on his forehead. After a few moments, he threw the jade, "All core formation and above cultivators, follow me on a trip to the Hufen Union." With one order, all of the disciples of the corpse sect opened their eyes. A ghostly light appeared in their eyes. As for Wang Lin, although the divine path was indeed extraordinary, it was not fitting for him to cultivate. He pondered for a bit before letting out a sigh and began to leave. What surprised Wang Lin was that the divine path now remained in his head instead of disappearing like normal. However, when Wang Lin attempted to make a copy of it, he still couldn't do it. It felt like there was an invisible force preventing the divine path from being recorded. Wang Lin carefully looked at the process before putting the jade away. He put his hands together before his chest and sent spiritual energy into them. When he moved his hands, there were threads of spiritual energy connecting his two palms. Wang Lin shouted, "Go." The threads were cut down the middle. The broken ends drilled into the water mirror door with the other ends still connected to Wang Lin's hand. As Wang Lin poured spiritual energy into his hand, more and more threads appeared until there was enough to wrap around the entire water mirror door. The fusion part of the refining process was similar to balancing the spiritual energy and formation inside a magic treasure to reach a mysterious balance. The reverse refining process requires the exact opposite, as the first step was to break this balance. Once it succeeded, the balance would be broken. Wang Lin kept pouring spiritual energy in with a calm expression, but his gaze was locked onto the water mirror door. His expression suddenly changed as the threads coming out of his hand began to tremble, and a very bright ring of light appeared at the center of the water mirror door. This ring released soft crackling sounds until it completely shattered. The moment it shattered, the light expanded to the edges of the temple and disappeared. The water mirror door became dim. Wang Lin knew that the balance inside had been broken. What was next was to split the materials and the spirit core that were used to make the door in the melting process. Wang Lin's expression was serious as he slowly withdrew the threads of spiritual energy. As the thread was withdrawn, the water mirror door began to shake and the edges of the temple began to shine. The light slowly withdrew from the edges of the temple and became a ball of light. There were countless threads on the ball of light, all of which were connected to Wang Lin's hand. Wang Lin shouted, "Withdraw." The ball of light was pulled out of the door, as Wang Lin quickly shook his hand and the thread disappeared back into his body. Wang Lin looked at the ball of light with a smile on his face. He completed the second step of reverse refining, which was to split the melting process. The spirit core had been split from the other materials of the treasure. Wang Lin took a deep breath and looked back at the entrance. He didn't know how long he had been in here, but these water mirror doors cut off divine sense and spiritual energy, so no matter how much of a commotion he created in here, no one outside would notice. In addition to that, the red-faced elder didn't believe that Wang Lin could break the water mirror door with only his core formation cultivation, so he didn't wait inside. Inside the stone room was only a corpse that contained an invisible power that prevented it from rotting. The corpse was sitting there with its finger pointing to the ground. A trace of black aura was going from the finger into the ground. Wang Lin's divine sense carefully examined the inside of the room before he withdrew it. What he saw inside made him start rubbing his chin. He reached out toward the reaction furnace, causing it to stop and making the spirit core come out. The spirit core was now dimmer than it was before. Wang Lin looked at it before throwing it back into the reaction furnace. The furnace began to spin again when the spirit core was inside it. His gaze fell onto the next stone room. After opening 10 more water mirror doors, his expression became ever more strange. Wang Lin muttered to himself, "What the hell is the war god shrine doing? Could this place be a grave?" Every single stone room contained a corpse and nothing else. Wang Lin looked around and began to ponder. He quickly opened the water mirror doors, checked inside, and then put the spirit cores back to return the water mirror doors to normal. After checking every one single stone room, he finally found something abnormal. One corpse was clearly different from all the others. Instead of sitting down, it was floating in the air. Slivers of black gas were coming out of the walls and making their way into the body. Wang Lin's heart immediately tightened. This person wasn't dead. There were signs of life on him, and the amount of life in that body would shock anyone. Wang Lin was about to exit the room when he noticed the black, silk bag under the body. This was obviously a bag of holding. Wang Lin's eyes narrowed after he had looked at it for a bit. After pondering for a while, he didn't act recklessly, but instead withdrew his divine sense and backed up. After backing out of the room, Wang Lin looked toward the reaction furnace. The speed at which the reaction furnace was spinning had slowed down, and the spirit core had already melted into a clear liquid. Without a second thought, Wang Lin reached into the liquid. He grabbed a portion and molded it back into a ball before throwing it back at the first door he had opened. That door immediately returned to the way it was before. After that, he revealed an undecided expression. That bag of holding appeared to be very different from ones he had seen before. However, this was the war god shrine's temple. They allowed him to view the divine path, so it was really hard to justify taking something from here as well. If the stone rooms contained refining materials, he wouldn't mind taking some of it, but only this one stone room was different from the rest. After pondering for a bit, Wang Lin suddenly gained some insight. Could it be that all of the corpses in those stone rooms were in fact used for the person in the abnormal room to cultivate with? While thinking about this, a thought struck Wang Lin. The black gas going into that person's body was the same as the black gas the corpses were emitting. The red-faced elder looked at Wang Lin and said, with a deep tone, "You stayed inside for 7 days. Did you comprehend it?" Wang Lin shook his head and bitterly smiled. The divine path is simply too strange. I kept on forgetting what I had read and was unable to comprehend it. Senior, I want to ask, what exactly is in those stone rooms sealed by the water mirror doors? Can you tell me? The red-faced old man looked at Wang Lin and said, all of the ancestors of the war god shrine are placed in a stone room after they die. Wang Lin's expression remained the same, but his heart trembled. He was now sure that his guess was correct. He clasped his hands and said, Junior will no longer bother you anymore. Goodbye. The red-faced old man nodded and walked into the temple. The moment the red-faced old man walked into the water mirror door, Wang Lin quickly flew out of the mountain. In the blink of an eye, he left the Hufen Union's mountain, and saw the old man sitting on top of a cloud. He opened his eyes as Wang Lin got close and snorted. If you had stayed in there any longer, I would have gone inside to look for you. Without a word, Wang Lin flew away. The old man moved his body and the clouds quickly dispersed, revealing the gourd underneath him. He quickly followed behind Wang Lin. Wang Lin stepped onto the gourd and disappeared into the sky along with the old man. The gourd's speed was very fast. It was even faster than Wang Lin's earth escape technique. They could slowly see the border of Xian Wu and Hufen coming into sight. Along the way, the two of them didn't say a single word to each other. Wang Lin could feel the bag of holding in his clothes, but he didn't check what was inside it, and he didn't use his divine sense to probe it. After all, the old man was right next to him. If he were to make any unusual movements, there would likely be more problems. It didn't take long for the gourd to reach the border of Xian Wu and cross into Hufen. 1 day later, they arrived at the border of the Sea of Devils. The Sea of Devils was completely covered by thick layers of rolling fog. One could sometimes see spirit beasts appearing and disappearing in the fog. Wang Lin stared at the Sea of Devils. The layer of fog rolled before him and sent out waves of cold energy. He pondered for a bit before sitting down to cultivate. Not much time had passed before Wang Lin suddenly opened his eyes. A mysterious scene occurred above the Sea of Devils. 8 rays of purple light suddenly appeared out of thin air. Each ray of light condensed into a wooden pillar, making 8 pillars in total. The pillars intersected to form a circular formation. The spiritual energy fluctuations coming from it were so powerful that all of the fog around it was pushed away, revealing the whirlpool underneath. There were many strange symbols and images carved onto the 8 wooden pillars, making them a very shocking sight. There were interconnecting rays of light that formed rings inside the 8 wooden pillars. Looking closely, there was a total of 49 rings. The old man opened his eyes, let out a snort, and said, "That is a special teleportation formation from the corpse sect. I wonder what made those freaks have the guts to come here." Wang Lin was very familiar with the corpse sect. Even this formation looked familiar. It was the same formation he had seen back in Zhao, only it was many times bigger. At this moment, the rings of light began to shine one after another until all 49 rings were shining brightly. More than 30 dark figures appeared. Although their spiritual energy was a bit unstable, their eyes all contained a ghostly light. Every single one of them was at least at the late stage of core formation, with 5 of them having reached the nascent soul stage. Aside from the 5 people at the nascent soul stage, everyone else had a black coffin floating behind them. Zhao Chuanliang was among the 5 nascent soul cultivators. He stood in the center of the formation, as his gaze stopped on the old man for a while before moving on to Wang Lin. He hesitated for a bit before reaching out with his hand. It turned into a giant, black cloud of smoke that reached toward Wang Lin. The old man grumbled, "This is really troublesome." He coldly looked up at Zhao Chuanliang and said, "I don't want to kill right now, so scram." The old man wasn't lying. The mysterious corpse sect was more scary to him than rank 4 or 5 cultivation countries. Unless he had to, he really didn't want to get into a fight with them. What angered him the most was that the fight wasn't even for himself, but but for a junior that had no relation to him other than him needing to use this brat. Zhao Chuanliang's pupils shrank as he stared at the old man. That casual wave of the old man's hand was able to destroy his attack. This secretly shocked him. He had already heard about this old man from Hu Fen. The reason he had brought all of the nascent soul cultivators from the sect was to prevent this person from acting. But now it seemed that this person's cultivation level was much higher than he had anticipated. Zhao Chuanliang pondered for a bit and then said, "Senior, this person is connected to an important matter of my corpse sect. I have to take him with me." The old man secretly sighed. He wondered why this brat was so troublesome. Out of all the people he could have offended, why did this brat have to offend the corpse sect? If he had a choice, he would just leave and not get involved in this anymore. But he had no choice. Offending the corpse sect wasn't a big deal if he was successful in that place. And looking back at that brat Ma Liang's previous actions, the brat was sure that he was going to act. Although he hated this, he couldn't help but admire this brat as well. Those who cultivated the demonic method were different from normal people. The 8th Extreme Demon Lord believed that Wang Lin's actions were correct. If it was he himself in that position, he would have done the same thing. After hearing Zhao Chuanliang's words, the 8th Extreme Demon Lord frowned. He looked at Wang Lin and asked, in a lukewarm tone, "How did you offend the corpse sect?" Wang Lin looked at the vicious members of the corpse sect and calmly said, "I don't know." Zhao Chuanliang's eyes were like lightning as he stared at Wang Lin and said, "You don't know? You killed corpse sect disciples on the burning gold mountains and you dare to say you don't know?" Wang Lin rolled his eyes and said, "I still don't know." With that, he didn't even look at Zhao Chuanliang as he closed his eyes and began to cultivate. However, in his heart, he was prepared to escape into the Sea of Devils with his Earth Escape technique if the old man decided to not help him. Zhao Chuanliang sneered. He looked toward the old man and said, "Senior, not only has this person killed disciples of my corpse sect, he also captured the soul of a disciple of Qian Gang, Shuligua, who came to possess a body. I spent a lot effort, and even took a trip to Qian Gang to buy this information from old man Qian Di. This can't be wrong." The old man's face became a bit ugly as he muttered, "Old man Qian Di. Old man Qian Di's cultivation is very powerful. He was able to find out what happened back then using Shuligua's soul lamp. It was this person called Ma Liang who killed my corpse sect's disciples and trapped Shuligua's soul." With that, Zhao Chuanliang waved his hand and his body disappeared. The 4 nascent soul cultivators behind him also disappeared and reappeared before the 8th Extreme Demon Lord. As for Zhao Chuanliang, he appeared above Wang Lin and quickly threw down a mass of black smoke from his hand. At the same time, the core formation cultivators inside the formation began a mysterious chant. The formation immediately expanded at a very quick pace and covered the surrounding 1,000 kilometers. A cold light flashed across the 8th Extreme Demon Lord's eyes as he quickly split from 1 to 2. This avatar quickly appeared between Zhao Chuanliang and Wang Lin. He opened his mouth and sucked in all the black gas. "Impudent," the avatar shouted, as a green gourd suddenly appeared in his hand. With a slap, the cork on the bottle came out and a powerful force came out of the gourd. The 8th Extreme Demon Lord didn't want to offend the corpse sect, so he didn't kill these 5. As for those core formation cultivators, he checked them with his divine sense to make sure that none of them were being possessed. He killed them all only after he confirmed that they weren't. The old man frowned and slowly said, "This person is of great use to me. I wouldn't bother protecting him otherwise. You guys should leave. If it wasn't today, I wouldn't be bothered with this." Wang Lin looked coldly at everything that was happening. Although his expression remained normal when the old man broke the transfer formation, his heart was shocked. This 8th Extreme Demon Lord was able to break the Hu Fen Union's sect protection formation with one palm and easily crushed the transfer formation of the corpse sect. Wang Lin had been wondering what exact cultivation level this old man was at and reached a conclusion that caused him to stop breathing. In truth, he already had this guess very early on. From when the old man started chasing him in the Sea of Devils, everything this old man had done showed how powerful his cultivation was. Soul formation. This 8th Extreme Demon Lord's cultivation level was very likely soul formation, or else there was no way for him to be able to so easily do what he had done. After hearing Zhao Chuanliang speak of the 7 plum flower cities of the inner Sea of Devils, Wang Lin recalled that name. His eyes turned to the old man and locked onto the 7 plum flower on old man's clothes. Zhao Chuanliang pondered for a bit before staring coldly at Wang Lin. He slowly said, Ma Liang, the corpse sect is far beyond your imagination. Offending the corpse sect is the biggest mistake of your life. With that, he disappeared. The four nascent soul cultivators also coldly looked at Wang Lin before disappearing. In the Sea of Devils, the brat dared to move around openly with the kill order. He used the kill order to draw people to him in order to kill them until they ran away scared. It could be said that this person was very decisive and ruthless. When he chased him out of the Sea of Devils, the brat dared to leave a flying sword to ambush him, which even drew blood. This showed just how bold this person was. If those were the only things, then he wouldn't really be much, but this person even borrowed someone's power to force the war god shrine to let him see the divine path. This person was a true schemer. Just now, when Zhao Chuanliang attacked him, he was able to not even bat an eye. He didn't show a hint of panic. This showed just how calm and determined he was. In addition to all of this, the 8th Extreme Demon Lord remembered that it took him 3 years to finally trap this person. In the end, the only words the old man had that could describe him was as sly as a fox. This person was ruthless, bold, and decisive. He was also very brave, cunning, determined, and as sly as a fox. Even the 8th Extreme Demon Lord became tempted after carefully analyzing the situation. He stared at Wang Lin as one thought entered his mind. At this moment, his expression suddenly changed as he raised his head and looked into the distance. Wang Lin immediately noticed an unnatural spiritual energy fluctuation coming in from the distance. This fluctuation was very mild, but it was also filled with a sense of power. He saw a scholarly person wearing a grey robe, with a square bandana on his head coming in from the distance. This person's face was as white as snow and hints of coldness could be seen in his eyes. His body moved like a willow swaying in the wind as he descended from the sky. He waved his hand and calmly said, Duan Muji, was my earth boat useful? Wang Lin's pupils shrank. He wasn't able to see through this person's cultivation, just like he couldn't see through 8th Extreme Demon Lords. Seeing how he talked to 8th Extreme Demon Lord as equals, their cultivation levels must have been similar. 8th Extreme Demon Lord Duan Muji snorted as he took out the earth boat and threw it at him. He said, as useful as a fart. You consider this broken thing a treasure. I wouldn't even want it if you gave it to me for free. The grey-robed scholar caught the earth boat with his right hand and put it away. His gaze fell on Wang Lin as he calmly asked, why is there a core formation junior? Duan Muji rolled his eyes and said, I obviously have a use for him. Let's go. That place is about to open. With that, he threw out the gourd, which immediately expanded. With one step, he jumped onto the gourd. Wang Lin looked at the grey-robed scholar before taking a step and jumping onto the gourd. He was very cautious because ever since the grey-robed scholar arrived, his divine sense had been scanning Wang Lin. Just at this moment, he suddenly heard a voice transmission from Duan Muji. This person is Wang Qingyu. He is a messenger sent by the Yin and Yang sect from a rank 4 cultivation country. His cultivation is terrifying, so don't anger him. Wang Lin's expression remained the same, but he became even more vigilant in his heart. The 3 of them quickly charged into the Sea of Devils. Wang Lin coldly observed Wang Qingyu the whole time. He didn't have any treasure under his feet, but he was moving as fast as the gourd. The fog 3 feet in front of him would automatically move to the sides. Not long after, the 3 of them were deep inside the Sea of Devils. Nando City quickly appeared before them, but the 3 of them didn't stop there. Along the way, the face of any cultivator who saw the 3 of them would immediately change. Some of them seemed to recognize the gourd and would respectfully stand to the side. Only after the gourd disappeared did they dare to move. Wang Qingyue's expression remained calm. As he flew, he slowly said, 8th Extreme Demon Lord's reputation is not bad. There are even people in the outer sea that recognize you. The 3 of them were moving very fast, but the words clearly entered everyone's ears. The old man Duan Muji glanced over and said, if we were in the inner sea, then there would be even more people that know me. If you saw that, would you want to say even more insults? Wang Qingyu chuckled as his gaze swept past Wang Lin, and he said to Duan Muji, you're taking a core formation cultivator into that place. Aren't you asking him to die? Duan Muji blandly said, don't underestimate this guy. He knows the death spell, which can be very useful in the 3rd realm. After Wang Qingyu saw the formation, he revealed a strange expression and thoughtfully looked at Duan Muji. Duan Muji slapped his bag of holding. He carefully took out a spirit stone that released a milky white light. He revealed a sad expression as he placed it into the groove in the formation. Duan Mu muttered, "This damn formation is made to eat spirit stones. After the transfer is complete, this top-quality spirit stone will be destroyed." Wang Qingyue's eyes shined again as he stared at the spirit stone and asked, "Duan Muji, that top-quality spirit stone is also from that place?" Duan Muji grumpily said, as he messed with the formation, "That is correct. Back then, I was able to obtain 3 pieces, or else it would be impossible to enter that place. Only this ancient formation can take us there. Back then, me and some old friends searched through ancient texts, and spent 1,000 years to find this place. Then we used a lot of spirit stones and materials to exchange for a few top-quality spirit stones from Suzaku, in order to enter." Wang Qingyu stared at the top-quality spirit stone and said, "Top-quality spirit stone. Top-quality spirit stones are very rare everywhere in this planet. Rumor has it that it is the main currency used to do business between planets. If that place really has top-quality spirit stones, then even if there is no soul transformation pill, it is still worth exploring it." Duan Muji stared at Wang Lin and muttered, "This transfer array is not what you imagine it to be. It does not take us directly there, but to the chaotic broken stars in the Sea of Devils. Once we are there, we will meet with a few friends and go inside together. Otherwise, it would take too long to fly there. Without 100 years, it would be impossible to make it there in time. Not to mention the dangers outside the broken stars, just the red mist between the outer and inner seas is bad enough. With our cultivation levels, just being careful is enough, but this kid will die for sure. Why else do you think I would be so wasteful as to use a top-quality spirit stone to rush there?" Duan Muji formed a few seals with his hand and sent it to the transfer array. The top-quality spirit stone at the center of the formation began to shine. Shortly after, the countless symbols on the formation began to light up. When all of the symbols were lit up, the top-quality spirit stone shattered. The entire transfer array suddenly began to move as it released a large amount of spiritual energy. This spiritual energy almost became solid as it moved like the wind, moving the fog along with it. Soon, a giant vortex of spiritual energy appeared. The vortex became larger and larger. The Sea of Devils was very large. Between the inner and outsider seas, there was a zone of red mist. If one didn't have a high enough cultivation level, their body would decay the moment they come into contact with the red mist. Their soul would also not be able to escape, and would be forever trapped within the red mist. This red mist was a natural barrier between the inner and outer seas. The barrier was only passable for one day when the fog turns into sea. Most cultivators that wish to enter or leave the inner sea would choose to quickly pass through on that day. The inner sea was filled with powerful cultivators. Many infamous demonic cultivators lived in the inner sea. The inner sea was also very large. If one were to fly, it would take at least 100 years to cross it. To the extreme north of the inner sea, there was a plain called the Chaotic Broken Stars. This was the one place in the Sea of Devils that was never affected when the fog became sea. There was a ring of mysterious broken stones that created a natural barrier around the area. However, if they wanted to get through the Chaotic Broken Stars by force, then out of the 10 of them, all of them would die. This was considered one of the most dangerous places in the Sea of Devils. Legend had it that this place existed before all of the water in the Sea of Devil became fog. Throughout the countless years, many cultivators wanted to go inside but were forced to give up. Even those that had successfully entered never came back out. Even the rank 5 cultivation countries found it hard to send people here due to how chaotic the area was. Also, no one knew exactly what was inside, so if they were to spend all this effort only to find nothing inside, it really wouldn't be worth it. As time passed, fewer and fewer cultivators wanted to go inside. However, this situation changed 10,000 years ago. A powerful cultivator from the only rank 6 cultivation country in Suzaku came. He had challenged countless powerful cultivators, and none of them were a match for him. In the end, he entered the Chaotic Broken Stars, but he was never heard from again. 10 years later, Suzaku sent countless experts to the Sea of Devils to seal the Chaotic Broken Stars. They announced that anyone who dared to enter would be killed without mercy. As a result, this place became a forbidden area. Although the fear had died down after all these years, there were still no cultivators within 10,000 kilometers of it. On this day, in a dark valley outside the Chaotic Broken Stars, a giant vortex appeared. This vortex continued to grow until an opening appeared on the ground. There was a very ancient transfer array on the ground that began shine. It shined brighter and brighter until 3 figures appeared within it. The moment Wang Lin appeared in the transfer array, the first thing he saw was the circular area with rocks floating around. Stones of various sizes connected by threads of purple lightning moved in a circular motion. From a distance, that area was 1,000 feet wide with no end in sight. This was also the first time Wang Qingyu had been here. His eyes shined as he stared at the chaotic broken stars and asked, "This place is the chaotic broken stars?" Duan Muji looked over with regret. After a long time, he slowly said, "Yes, this is the place. After 1,000 years, there is no change at all." Wang Qingyue's eyes shined as he licked his lips and said, "Rumor has it that 10,000 years ago, Suzaku's #1 expert disappeared in the chaotic broken stars. I want to see what's so mysterious about this place." Wang Lin pondered for a bit before saying to Duan Muji, "The place Senior talked about is inside this chaotic broken stars." Duan Muji snorted. "It won't be long before he comes back. How do you fight an avatar that is 1 level above you?" Wang Lin pondered for a bit and suddenly asked, "How did you guys enter last time?" Duan Muji pointed at the transfer array and said, "Through that. We had a transfer array expert last time. We had obtained some inheritance item from the chaotic broken stars, which documented a method to create the transfer array to go inside. Only by using 10 top-quality spirit stones did we manage to enter." Wang Lin slightly frowned and asked, "What exactly is inside the chaotic broken stars?" Duan Muji looked at Wang Lin before waving his hand and taking back the divine sense mark he had left on him. He slowly said, "Forget it. Since we are already here, it's fine to tell you. From the recording we found, the corpse of an ancient god is inside the chaotic broken stars." Wang Lin was startled. Ancient god. Ancient god is an existence similar to the ancient celestial cultivators, and even more powerful than the ancient celestial cultivators in some regards. This wasn't said by Duan Muji. It was an old man in black, who had suddenly arrived next to Duan Muji. The old man was very tall and skinny. His long, white beard flowed in the wind and his face was filled with the air of an immortal. With the whisk in his hand, he really did look like an immortal. He had a friendly expression, as he smiled and nodded at Wang Lin. "Little friend, the power of the ancient god has already broken past our realm of comprehension, and reached an unimagined limit. It has to be said that the time when ancient gods were alive was even before the ancient cultivation world." Wang Lin's expression remained calm, but he was very cautious on the inside. Although this person looked friendly, he had a vague feeling that this person's cultivation level was even higher than Duan Muji's. The old man finished speaking and waved the whisk in his hand with a smile on his face. However, that smile contained a sliver of malice. Wang Lin had been on guard the whole time. When the old man waved the whisk, he felt a powerful sense of danger. He didn't hesitate to quickly back up. He slapped his bag of holding to take out a large amount of charms. All of these charms were defensive types. A series of crackling sounds could be heard as all those charms shattered. At the same time, Duan Muji took a step forward and stood between Wang Lin and the old man. A half-circle black light screen appeared. It negated the attack from the whisk. The light screen wavered as Duan Muji looked at the old man with a serious expression that Wang Lin had never seen before. He said, word for word, "Ancient Emperor, this kid is very important for getting past the third realm. Don't mess around." After Ancient Emperor heard those words, he didn't act, but the smile on his face slowly disappeared. The air of a celestial completely disappeared, and now he looked much more frightening as he calmly asked, "Are you sure?" After the man in red landed, he coldly looked around. His gaze stopped on Wang Qingyu, who was inside the chaotic broken stars, then he glanced at Wang Lin before turning to Duan Muji. His voice was as cold as ice. "How festive." Duan Muji laughed and said, "Six Desire Devil Lord, I haven't seen you in 100 years. It seems your cultivation level has increased." With that, his mouth slightly moved as he sent a voice transmission to the man in red. Six Desire Devil Lord listened until he suddenly became startled and turned his gaze toward Wang Lin. After looking for a while, he said, "Little brother, if you can get us past the third realm, then I, Shu Liqing, promise your safety." Just as he finished speaking, the expression of the young man behind him changed. The gaze he had toward Wang Lin gradually turned hostile. Wang Lin clasped his hands and said, "Many thanks." The man in red nodded before withdrawing his gaze and said to Duan Muji, "The only one left is Hunchback Meng. I heard that he offended the giant demon clan 300 years ago, and was being chased by 10 of the battle demons. I don't know if he is still alive or not. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.